Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for tuning in to day 4 of the Photos Made Simple workshop. How are you doing? How are we feeling? I hope today is a good day. It's almost a weekend, almost time for the weekend. And today's a really good day. I'm excited. We have a special guest today. If you have not been watching days 1, 2, or 3 of the Photos Made Simple workshop, please make sure that you do that because each lesson is relevant. It's like a little puzzle piece. So every day is relevant to the next lesson because day 1 is about mastering your device. Day 2 is about mastering the photography technique and the rules. Day 3 is finding one website to go to that will teach you how to share your images so more people can see your work. All right. If you are um, very new to this group, I'm Zaakirah. I have been a professional photographer for 10 years, and I inspire you to step outside of your comfort zone. And I also inspire you to live your life on purpose with full passion. And today's special guest is all about that as well. So what we're going to do is I want you to give a big round of applause for Dr. Tomayia Colvin. She's going to come in a few minutes. I just want to make sure everyone is settled. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. We will be looking in the comments and answering questions. I'm going to be asking Dr. Tomayia a couple of questions as well. So make sure that you are watching this video. If you have to come back and watch the replay, that's okay. But also leave the comment #replay. Leave #replay so that we know you are here and we know you engaged. If there's anything that you took away or that you learned, make sure you leave a comment as well. Let other people learn too. Whatever you learn, someone else will be learning as well. So anything that stands out to you, go ahead and leave that in a comment. That's also great for you to come back and watch and relearn as well and take notes on. All right. So we're going to get started in just a few seconds. Just make sure that you leave a comment. Let us know that you are here, that you are watching, and that you are ready to go. Perfect. All right. So I'm going to bring in Dr. We're bringing in Dr. Tomayia Colvin. She is the founder of the Photo Cookout, which is a conference, and she actually has her own photography education. It's called Tomayia Colvin Education. And so we actually met through there, and I just want to say thank her for tuning in. She said she's on the road. She's a busy mom as well. She's got kids who are doing the virtual thing, learning the new virtual thing, and she's here to take time out to answer your questions and also inspire you. She also got to manifest being a Sony Artisan. So she is doing the dang thing, as I would say. But she's very inclusive, all about diversity, all about woman power. And thank you. Tomayia, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you today?
Good, good.
Good. Thank you for having me. I appreciate that.
Thank you for being here. It's going to be a great conversation. I know there are a lot of people who are looking forward to this because they have a lot to learn and want to meet new people. So there's lots of photographers from 34 countries in this group and multiple cities in the US. We have people from all over. So for those who don't know who you are, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself in your own words?
Sure. So I am Dr. Tomayia Colvin. I am the founder of Tomayia Colvin Education and the host of the Photo Cookout. I think, as she just told you, that I am also now a Sony Artisan of Imagery. I have a special passion and place for diversity, inclusion, and equity, and making sure that Black photographers and photographers of color have space in the photography industry.
Awesome. Yes. So now because you've been an instructor, you went from being an instructor to, I would say, the way that I like to put it, being an instructor to kids to then being an instructor to adults. So how did you make that transition?
So it was one of the things that was missing out of my photography career. I've always been a teacher for 10 years before I went into, well, like 5 years before I went into photography. And when I just started doing photography, I was actually missing the teaching part. So I decided that, I can do both. I shouldn't have to just do one thing. I can do two things, and really go where my passion lies, and that falls in the realm of education.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, what do you feel though was missing when you first came into when you were first learning photography? How did you learn, and what did you feel was really missing?
And so for me, I think like a whole, a whole network of women photographers, of Black women photographers, and Black photographers as a whole was kind of missing. And thankfully, 5 years later, we've made strides, in terms of progress and making sure, that everybody has a seat at a table. And so we've done really good with that. But it's been I don't want to say a challenge, but it was definitely it was a bit of a struggle, trying to find a mentor. And so I did get a mentor with Latasha Haynes, and Tracy. But yeah, so just having the strong support network, and like you have your group now, I have my group. Like 5 years ago, it was only like one group.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what's so amazing about technology changing all the time. Technology changing all the time as a way for us to connect, as a way for us to learn. And what was one thing that really helped you to master your device when you were first learning? Well, first, actually talk about what cameras you started off with, and then from there, how did you really master your device and get to
Yeah.
the
So for me, I'm gonna be honest and say that I failed at my device at first. And so I actually started out shooting Canon, and I started off with like a Rebel, just like everybody mostly does. And then I saved up a bit, to go to a full frame, to go to a 60, and then I went up to a Mark III, and then from there I switched to Sony, and wanted to go mirrorless, something lighter, something that I would enjoy. And so, mastering it actually
uh-oh, maybe we lost connection. We'll bring it back really quick. Oh, there
and
we go.
allowing yourself to mess up. And there's going to be some sessions where you mess up. Like there are several sessions that I've had where the people
I think you're breaking up a little bit. You're
were
going through a bad area, I think.
actually out. But keep
Now I
practicing
can hear
and
you.
allow. Oh, okay, yeah. So keep
Yeah.
practicing and allowing yourself to mess up, because there's going to be times where you don't do your absolute best on a session.
So basically, one of your takeaways that you would encourage novice photographers is that practice makes perfect.
I don't want to even say practice makes perfect. Practice makes better.
But what's the difference? What do you think is the difference between like better and perfecting it, I guess?
Yeah,
Or
I don't think that there's a such thing as perfection, actually. I think that we grow and we get better, but if you ask me, like right now, I'm not like the perfect photographer, because we're always learning, we're always watching a course, we're always following it and trying to pick up like a different tool or a different strategy or technique or something that we can use to improve our picture. So I don't think that necessarily that there is such, I'm sure there is a such thing as a perfect photo, like if you go to competitions and stuff. But I would even question and push the narrative that even the photographer who's getting the 100, like in a competition, is still striving to be better.
absolutely. Yeah, I completely agree with that. 'Cause even with me, even though I've been photographing 10 years, I still learn so much from so many Facebook groups and so many other photographers. And it does get a little, sometimes it's easy to kind of get stuck in the comparison trap. But what would you feel are how would you,
Uh huh.
advise those who are in that, mindset? How would you advise them to get out of that?
Yeah, so one of the things that I did, and I would recommend people do, if you are following someone who is taking away your joy, or someone who you're constantly comparing yourself to, like, I'm not as good as this person, I'm not as good as this person, then I would challenge you to actually unfollow those people and just kind of beat to your own drum.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, I think we have a couple of questions now. We got a couple of questions coming in. Most people want to learn to know about devices, so they want to know about what what device would you suggest for those who are starting off? Like they don't have a DSLR, they still have their phone, they still have a
They
phone to shoot
just starting
cameras.
out. Yeah. So, I would look into the Sony line. There are some cameras that are, and I'm not sure who your audience is, if they are creators like us or if they're hobbyists. I'm not sure which one they are. But right now I've been using like Sony DV1 to actually do
I think we're
bit of
breaking up again.
a bit of YouTubing and vlogging. I haven't done as much as I wanted to. Oh, hold
Right.
up. What about now?
Now you're back. Yes.
Okay. So I've been using the Sony DV1. Okay, yeah. So I've been using the Sony DV1, which is a great vlogging camera and video for like content creators like ourselves. Or I would look into like the Sony, I think it's the 6400, just as a starter camera, just to get going.
Okay. And I think I want to jump in and
Yeah.
make a suggestion. Also, I've been doing a little tally of who has what or who's photographing what, and so there's actually a couple of people who
Uh
actually
huh.
Olympus cameras, Olympus and Fuji film cameras. So I would definitely like for me. I don't use that. There's nothing wrong with it, but I don't even use it. So I just say photographers that I recommend who uses those cameras are in nice areas. He's based out of Atlanta, Georgia. Of course, another not a minority, but that's the thing. It's well dominated. It's dominated.
Yeah.
So, what other photographers would you recommend that you know of if people want to go to YouTube University or etc. to learn from, those that look like
Yeah. And so I would look into like Darrell Hoshing, John Branch, and I can give you a link with a list so that they can go click on it so they don't have to like try to hurry up and run and write these down. But there's John Branch, it's myself, it's Dana Cole, it's Peter Sharper. It's so many of us now, like Photo Me, that are on YouTube that they can just kind of pop in and learn a thing or two from and get different perspectives because that's important as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll definitely leave a comment with all of the tips that we're leaving right here. And here's another question that's come in.
Yeah.
What is something that you feel is a must-have in your tool bag? Something that you cannot shoot without, other beside a camera, obviously. But what else is a must-have?
Yeah. So my must have is a silver reflector.
And why is that?
Because I'm very simple when it comes to creating portraits. I am not one that comes out with like like a whole lighting gear bag situation. Obviously, I have that, in case I need it. But that's not something that I'm going to every session with. What you're going to find me walking away with from every session is definitely going to be like a Westcott. I think it's a 60-inch reflector. That's silver on one side, and I think it's white on the other. And that's it. That's my must-have, and that is going to allow me to, like, if there's a shadow, to kind of fill in those shadows on my clients, or let me see a little bit of light in their eyes. And that's about it. That's my must-have.
Absolutely. I can definitely agree with that. I mean, first of all, the name of this workshop is Photos Made Simple, so definitely keep it simple. Do not do not overdo it. Don't make it
Yeah,
frustrating for you. Especially,
yeah,
the more, I mean, the more you learn, the more it can get overwhelmed because you're like, okay, am I doing anything right? But how do you remind yourself to keep it simple and not always go after the next thing or the best thing the next shiny thing that's right next to you?
Yeah. Yeah. So for me, there's a time and a place for everything. So obviously, if I'm going to photograph a wedding, or document a very important event, like a corporate event or something, I'm going to bring all of the tools that I need, or that I could possibly need. If I'm going to like a senior portrait session, and that's something where I can kind of control the locations and the looks and that type of thing, then I can go as minimalist as need be or as possible. But it's just one of those things. I guess like when you get ready to walk out the door, it's like, well, how much stuff do I want to carry with me? And unless you have like a lighting assistant or something walking with you with all of this stuff, it if I could just put a camera around me.
Okay. Well, you were going out into that section, but I think I was going to pick up on also saying that one tool that I definitely would recommend is having, no matter what kind of camera you do have, definitely have a speed light. That light that can go right on top of your hot shoe. That's, so compact and go right into your camera bag, right into any bag that you carry with you. And it can give you more light, especially if you happen to be photographing around sunset time, photographing in a big house,
Right. Yeah.
big conference room or something of that sort. So definitely make sure you have something to enhance your lighting. Aside from whatever, using what you already have, using your device. Once you've mastered, your device, definitely have some kind of something to enhance your lighting. Now, what about your favorite post production tool? What is your, I guess, workflow, and which one do you? How do how did you choose your tool?
Okay, so if I'm going to be completely honest here, and this is the place to definitely do so, I am a Lightroom person. That is what I use with editing photos, and I'm sure you know this already, but I do not personally edit my own photos. I actually outsource those to the image salon. So that I can do things that I'm doing like right now, like I'm chatting with you, I'm driving my kids to the dentist, and different things like that. So I will photograph everything, but I will import them into Lightroom, and catalog ready to be sent to the image salon for editing. I'm not personally editing those photos myself at all.
I can agree with that. I actually, even though I did a 6-day certification in Photoshop, so it was a part of my certification program that I took to be certified in Photoshop. And on any good day, I will go to Lightroom and exit out of Lightroom. I will import my photos to Lightroom, organize in Lightroom, edit in Lightroom, and then send it on out. Because also something that is also very important,
Yep.
especially depending on what industry you photograph, they say to shoot in camera, like
Mhm.
make sure your photos are good in the camera, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So getting your writing camera, not having to do so much editing where you don't even recognize the photo anymore. You're like, was that the original photo, or was that something else?
Exactly, exactly. Another reason why it's so important to master your device. Perfect. Okay, now I think we have one more question of how do the novice photographers navigate during this pandemic, new world order? How can they really navigate being creative and still do what they love and still possibly achieve things in life? What tips do you have for them?
Okay, can you ask that question one more time? I heard the novice photographer part, but I heard the pandemic. Can you repeat it one more time for me?
Right. So for novice photographers, what are your tips for them for navigating during the pandemic?
Okay. Do they have clients or they don't have clients?
Do not.
You're
they're
done.
completely new. They want to,
So
they have friends and family that,
get started.
want.
Okay. Yeah. So in that case, I would, and this is gonna sound so simple, but I swear it works. I would practice, photographing like with a model head, an egg, documenting like your family moments, and just try to start get into like the habit of having your camera with you at all times so that you can document and photograph things. So the idea there is that when it's time to go, like when it's time for a football team to go out for the big day, right? They don't practice, well, they practice a little bit on the big day, but they practice all the way up until it's time for the Super Bowl. So the Super Bowl is just that part of it, but they've been practicing the whole time. And so for the novice photographer, I'm going to recommend that you don't like go out and practice on the day that you really want to like nail a shot. Set up some test shoots along the way, even with like models, stuffed animals, it doesn't matter who you use, so that you can actually like score when it's time to actually perform.
I love that. That's a whole game plan right there. I feel like if you were not, if you were, if guys, if you were not taking notes in your workbook, you need to take notes now. Okay.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. So
Awesome.
you don't show up to the game day like, well, let me see how to work my camera. No,
Exactly.
you should have been
Exactly.
trying that like a couple of days before. And even like with myself, even when I was shooting weddings and different things like that, I was not opposed to setting up speed lights in my living room to make sure that I knew how to get them to sync and to work and to do the things that I wanted them to do. So I wasn't out practicing on the big day. I was, I could go out and nail, like the images that I wanted, because I had been practicing all the way up until.
Right, especially for weddings, because once you finish uh taking over 1,000 photos on average, you do not want to, you don't have time to go back and do too much editing, especially if you need to, bump up your lighting in Photoshop. You don't have time for stuff like that.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yes. Perfect. Now, I think this is a great segue of you do have your own education program where you teach photography, but you also allow other photographers like me to teach on the side. So, what's the process for choosing photographers? I guess the number, why did you choose me as one of the photographers to be able to teach on?
So one of the things about you is that I admire your tenacity and your drive. Like I am always like so impressed by like all the things that you do. Like if you say, okay, I'm gonna have a challenge, and I look up and it's a challenge, and it's going well, and so. I think that there's always space for us to grow and to bring people along with us that share our same vision and our same drive. And that's one of those things and those characteristics that I see in you.
Leave a comment though. If you want to join her education platform, if you want to find out more about Dr. Tomayia Colvin, you can come back around and leave a comment. But you are to go to a short link for you. I'm going to say it. You can take notes for it. Back in the replay. A short link to go to my specific course on there is bit.ly, bit.ly/PUAS2CE. So that stands for, the name of the course is Building a Business Around Storytelling and on the Tomayia Colvin Education Plan. So thank you, Dr. Tomayia Colvin, for being here. This has been amazing. I'm seeing all the comments. They're like, great advice, great advice. I completely agree. So thank you for being here.
Oh,
I know
you're
you
so welcome. Thank you.
perfect, but we'll see you later. We'll see you at the photo cookout.
All right. Thank you.
Awesome. Yes. So how was that? That was great, right? Awesome, awesome advice. That's exactly why she is amazing at what she does. So if once again, I'm gonna come back around and leave a comment if you want to check out my course that's on her platform. It's $19 US. simply 19 US dollars. It was actually a pre-recorded webinar where I talked about building your brand around storytelling, because as you mentioned, I do a lot of different things. So I'm a photographer first and foremost. I live and breathe it. I love it. I study it all the time. I've attended Photo Plus. I've attended Adobe Shop Photo World. I've attended conferences. I'm a speaker at her conference. She's going to have a conference called the Photo Cookout in October, and I'm actually a speaker right there too. So that is one way for you to not only learn from a million other photographers in a million other niches, and also from a way to support those who you've never heard of or never heard from, because the talent is endless. The talent is endless. The resources are endless. So that's one way to also support. And I also want to give a shout out to those who have been contributors all week long. Those who have been contributing all week long. Thank you to our personal concierge, Rhoda, who has left a comment and let me know of who were the top contributors. So if you remember, if you were watching day 1, 2, and 3, I did mention that if you were participating every day, you did the homework assignment, that means that you get to participate in a giveaway. So it is giveaway time. Yay. So I'm going to pick a name from the list. And what you're going to get is I have a photography course, a photos made simple photography course that gives you endless opportunities to have certificates, have group coaching, have a certification upon completion, and more one-on-one critiques with me. If you've loved what you've seen so far in the group, great. Guess what? There's more. It doesn't have to stop this week. If you join my course for 197 US dollars, flat rate. That's the only price that it's going to be, but it's the only price that it's going to be for now, because the price is going to go up. This is a beta price, this is a founder's price, and this is exclusive for this Facebook group. And this is especially for you if you are going to continue to do the work, do the homework assignment, if you want to continue to learn from me, a human, a caring human who loves to give, who loves to serve, who wants to teach you photography. Definitely sign up for Photos Made Simple. This is not for you if you are not going to do the work, if you are not going to implement, if you are not going to take your photography to the next level. This is only for those who really want to do the work. So for $197, you can get the Photos Made Simple course. You get downloadable guides. You get guides of all the shutter speeds and the apertures and the Sunny 16 method and all the presentations that I even actually taught this week. So this week you've been seeing me, but in this you can choose between having downloadable transcript, having the slides, as well as having a full version of these videos, because after Tuesday, August 18th is when these videos will disappear. They will be gone from this group, because they will be only used for those who actually invest in themselves and purchase the Photos Made Simple course. So if this sounds like something you want to do and you want to make that investment for yourself for the remainder of this year, especially while you are learning technology, while you are learning and get to fulfill your passion, go to bit.ly/photography 101 course. I'll say that again and we'll put it in a comment later on as well. bit.ly/photography 101 course. It's literally going to be one-on-one. Like, you literally get to work with me hands-on, and it's always changing. And because you pay a flat fee, and you get the changes whenever they change, we're always going to improve. We're always going to be learning. We're always going to get better, because we want more novice photographers to go from novice to advanced, from novice to Sony Artisan, from novice to Nikon and Fuji ambassadors. So we want you to continue to grow and elevate. All right. Now, I say all that to say the giveaway for today is one free slot in that course. There's only 30 slots in that course. And so you definitely want to take advantage of it now. You have until Tuesday to do this, and otherwise everything's going to be taken down. The replays are going to be taken down. The opportunity to work with me one-on-one beyond this workshop and beyond this group will be gone after Tuesday. So the person that will get one free slot in the course is virtual drum roll, Honey Champagne. So Honey Champagne, you get a free slot in the Photos Made Simple course. All you have to do is send me or Alicia a DM to say that you are interested so that we can make sure that we get you all set up. Okay. And if you have 24 hours to respond, if you don't respond, we're going to give it to somebody else. But don't forget, tomorrow we have more giveaways and we have more guest speakers. Tomorrow is the day that we'll have Denitra Smith. Denitra Smith is going to be um, talking to you also about her story, but she's the one who's really going to go deep into more of the techniques of Photoshop, of Lightroom, of how to edit and really more than master your device. So Dr. Tomayia Colvin talked about it today. Master your device. Make sure you know how to shoot in camera so that you're not going to have to give yourself more of a headache in post production, unless that's something you prefer to do. Because everybody's different. Some people really enjoy Photoshop, and that's okay. But what we focus on here is mastering your device. We master your device, and we also help you to become a better photographer. We got to take the headache out of that. We got to make sure that you keep accountable. Because how often do you get to have a photographer that literally will help you teach you how to grow, teach you how to do better? Because most of the time in this Facebook group, you're able to post your photos, you're able to get some critique here and there, you might get some work, you might network, but the only thing that I would guarantee is that you will get success in the Photos Made Simple course if you put in the work. So once again, it is bit.ly/photography one-on-one course. And you can sign up for, there's only 30 slots. So every day we'll be talking about how many more people got in. I'm gonna congratulate you right now on making that investment if that's a decision you choose to make, because hey, like I said, it's not for everybody. Only people who want to do the work, who are ready to take the photography to the next level. All right. So that will sum up today's Q&A. And don't forget, we have 2 more days in this workshop. Tomorrow we have a guest speaker, and Saturday is an exclusive Q&A with me. So this is where you can ask me any questions about the photos, any other photos you have, any questions about the photography made simple course, any questions about anything photography related, because this is where you get to ask your questions, because we're going to go live together, right? Not on Zoom, but we're going to go live in a room right here on the Facebook group. But you definitely got to go back to day 1, day 2, and day 3 to make sure that you learn and do those homework assignments so that you can actually implement. All right. So if there are any more questions, definitely continue to leave them in the question thread. That helps us stay organized and to find everything. And also continue to do your homework assignments. Make sure you get the workbook. Make sure you are checking your emails and your message request DMs, because Alicia, your personal concierge, most likely will be reaching out to you. You just need to check your request. If you are on your phone, that's in your Messenger app. It will show up in the upper left side of your screen. Probably this way for you, but on the upper left side of your Messenger request screen, and you'll see your profile picture, and then you'll see a number up there. That's how you can double check your message request. Okay, so don't wait, because the time is definitely ticking. The card opens now to join Photos Made Simple cohort course. Okay, um, bit.ly/photography one-on-one course. Thank you, Trevor, for being so active. Thank you so much for commenting, and thank you all for watching. And I will see you right back here, 2 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. If there's anything you missed, definitely go to the units. If you have any questions, let us know in the thread. If you've learned whatever you learned from this group, leave it in a takeaway so that other people can learn too. Each one teach one. All right? I'll see y'all soon.